In short, the Razer Kraken V4 is the wireless version of the Kraken V4X with even better headphone audio quality, but the V4X has a better microphone. Here's a full breakdown of the 6 main differences. Difference number 1 is price. The Kraken V4 launched for $180 and the V4X for $80, and I bought both of them for their launch prices. But I've tagged both of these headsets and linked them below so that you can see their current prices. Next is connectivity options. The Kraken V4X has a non-detachable 84-inch USB-C cable. It also comes with a USB-C to A adapter. It works on PC and PS5, but not Xbox. The Kraken V4 can be used 2.4 GHz wireless with the USB-C dongle, Bluetooth, or USB-C. There's no simultaneous Bluetooth and 2.4 GHz, and you swap between them by tapping the smart switch button twice. Now, I've got to admit the implementation of this is kind of weird. For example, I'm watching a stream on my phone right now. If I start playing it, then I can hear audio from this in my headphones. But if I turn it over and start playing audio from my PC, it will also be playing in my headphones. Wherever it's detecting audio from first, it will start playing from there. However, this does give priority to 2.4 GHz. So if I'm playing this right now, and then I go ahead and I click over to this on my PC, it's going to pause this in a little bit. Let's see it pause. Yes, it will pause this. And the strange thing is I can't even hear any audio from it on my PC for some reason. So there's definitely some kinks that they're going to have to work out, but the way that it's supposed to work is you can press the button twice, go over to Bluetooth, press the button twice again, go over to 2.4 GHz. But when you're in 2.4 GHz, it can still play audio Bluetooth. So it's kind of weird. I wish there was a dedicated mode that would make it force on one or force on the other, or the auto switching was better, but that is what it is. Now, when used USB, the wireless functionality does get disabled. Same compatibility with this one, by the way, PC, PS5, but not Xbox. And of course, it does work with phones, but as of this recording, the Kraken V4 does not work with the Razer Audio app. The battery life of the Kraken V4 is stated to be up to 70 hours with the RGB off and up to 35 with it on. I think that's an overestimation. I've had this burn through like 20% battery in just 4 hours. So my use case is probably around like 20, a little bit higher than that with the RGB on. Both headsets are using 40mm Triforce drivers, but the V4 has titanium coated diaphragms. Even though it's not my preferred sound signature, these headsets are both following the industry trend of less bass and more treble. The V4X in particular is very sharp in the highs out the box. Not only is the V4 more balanced overall, but it has customizable EQs, and you can save one of those custom EQs to the device itself, and I'll talk about that near the end. Neither of these has any sub bass to speak of, even with EQ, and I find the sound separation just passable on the V4X and somewhat better on the V4. If you've used the Razer Black Shark series, you'll absolutely love this sound. While they're not my top picks for FPS games, they are tuned decently for FPS out the box. Other use cases, not quite my favorite. The microphone is the biggest weakness on the Razer Kraken V4, but the V4X is passable. I'll demonstrate that in a little bit, that it is retractable like the V4X, but also the light turns red when it is muted. But the actual audio quality is horrendous. It sounds terribly compressed, and take a look at this. And in OBS, you can see the volume pulsing up and down constantly around like -25, -20 dB. It's just this constant pulsing noise. I don't know what it is. The Kraken V4X, which I switched over to right now, does not have this issue. It just sounds a little thin and nasally like most gaming headset microphones, but it's not bad at all. Two more differences. The builds of these headsets are a little different. They're both all plastic and have this type of mesh material on the ear cups. They don't really keep in any bass, but also they don't get too hot, so that is an advantage when it is really warm out. I weighed my V4X at 316 grams and the V4 at 343, so they're not particularly light. The V4 also has more lighting zones for the RGB colors. The V4X, it's just the logo, but there are 9 zones on the V4. Overall, a C+ in comfort for me, but you'll really like this if you like the Black Shark V2's padding. The last main difference is the options that you can control in Razer Synapse. So if I click on the V4X, you can change the volume of it. You could already do that before, either with the device or Windows settings. You can download the 7.1 surround sound feature. I really don't like it. When it comes over to the mic, you can just change the volume and then the side tone on or off, and then you can raise the volume of the side tone. Lighting, you can change the brightness of the RGB, and you can change different lighting effects that are over here. Something that's very important is that a lot of the advanced effects, if you set them on the Kraken V4, for example, I have this really interesting one that I have it pulsing on these different zones on the Kraken V4. These actually don't work at all on the V4X because it doesn't have those lighting zones. So if your RGB turns off when you select one of those, then that's why. Now the Kraken V4 gets a lot more options: THX spatial audio or THX stereo. Overall, I really like this interface, but only one custom preset is actually going to save to the device. So these are the ones that come straight with it, and then this one's custom. Spatial audio is really just a virtual surround sound effect. You got different tabs that you can enhance the audio with, like sound normalization and the bass boost, and then you can change different things in the mic. You can't actually create your own EQ with this anymore. I don't know why. Side tone. Way more options in lighting with the Chroma Studio app. Power saving, of course, and then you can demo what it sounds like using the stereo or the spatial audio. Also, you can change the game chat mix, and this is only going to work on PC, not on PS5. You can do this either in the app if you want to make your teammates louder or quieter, or if you're in Discord or something like that, or if you hold this button on the right ear cup, then you can change this volume. This should be balanced, and it should update over here in a couple seconds. There we go. Very important though, this is Razer Synapse 4. With Razer Synapse 3, this did not work at all. And Razer Synapse 4 still needs some work because I had some issues where my audio would cut in and out constantly. I was on a Discord call while I was playing matches, and it just kept cutting out every like maybe 5 minutes or so, and it'll cut out for like 5 seconds. I had to like close and reopen Synapse a bunch of times, do updates and stuff for that, and it seems like the problem is gone, but yeah, the software has still got some issues. Overall, if you're into Razer headsets and you want RGB, I recommend the Kraken V4. The V4X if you're on more of a budget.